Okay, good morning, everybody. If you would like to take your seats, we are about to start. Welcome to the NCUB Master Conference 2023 People and Buildings. This is the 11th, if I'm not mistaken, the 11th conference. And I am delighted to be here to just welcome you all before passing the word to Professor Fergus Nicol. I am Dr. Rosa Schianofan. I am a reader in Architecture and Environmental Design and course leader of the MSc Architecture and Environmental Design. And I'm also the co-director of PROBE, the Center for the Study of the Production of the Built Environment. And as a school now is, I think, the third time, but the second consecutive since last year that we are hosting this event. We are very proud to be part of the organizing committee. We are, even if physically hosting here, we are co-hosting with the University of Southampton. And as part of the organizing committee, we are very fortunate to have colleagues from London Met, of course, Professor Fergus Nicol and Louisa Brotas, that are the initiator of the conference, of the Master Conference, 11 years ago, or even longer than that, because we had some gaps. Also, we are very fortunate to have Dr. Hector Altamirano from UCL, and Stephanie Gauthier, Dr. Stephanie Gauthier, she's downstairs. I think she's coming up very soon from University of Southampton. And we are very grateful for also the financial support from University of Southampton and University of Westminster, of course. Just before I hand it over to Fergus, I just wanted to give you some housekeeping information. Please obviously put your phone on silent. I know everybody does, but sometimes we need a reminder. There are no planned fire drills today. So if you hear fire alarm going off, please just leave the building. Apparently, I've been told there is no assembling point anymore. So we just have to disperse in the unknown. And eventually, somehow, make our way back if everything is okay. And yes, we have a fourth session. As you know, I'm not going to repeat the structure of the day because you have it and you're all aware of your presenting order. After the welcoming address, I will be chairing session 1, which is occupants' well-being and comfort. And yes, one thing that I also would like to say is welcome not only to the people here, but also the people online. We have a small number of attendees online, so welcome to them as well. Let's not forget about our dual hybrid virtual world that we have since the pandemic. We always do things, we live on 2 parallel universes now. And yes, one thing I wanted to remind you is that after your very short presentation of 5 minutes, there will be the opportunity to have one question asked after each presentation. So we allowed an extra 5 minutes for that. And then at the end of each session, we will have around 30-40 minutes for a panel discussion. So you will be asked to come back and have a panel discussion where more questions and comments on all the presentation of the session can be asked. So without further ado, I'm very pleased to present you Professor Fergus Nicol, who is the president of NCUB and also the originator of this conference. Thank you.
Good morning. I won't keep you for very long. I just really want to answer the question and welcome to the 12th. This is the 12th People and Buildings Conference. We started in 2010. And the thing you might ask is, why have a conference about this? I mean, it's things that we all discuss and so on. And I think the answer is that in the UK, there are probably something like 50 master's courses for people doing the sort of subjects that you've been doing. And each of them is probably teaching in slightly different ways. You know, some put more emphasis on say materials, and others put more emphasis on the people in the buildings and so on. So there's one of the things that you'll learn from this, I hope, is that different schools of architecture or engineering or wherever you're from teach things in a slightly different way, and you can learn from each other a different way of looking at the same subject that you do. So I think that would be a very good way, I mean, of, you know, finding out the things that you maybe haven't been taught in your thing, in your particular course. The conference was started, as I say, in 2010 and was about to really disappear because Louisa and I Louisa's got a very busy job working for a local authority, and I'm retired, but even more busy job. But luckily, Stephanie, she's not here at the moment, but Stephanie Gauthier and Nishafat offered to reinvigorate the conference and bring it up again, and to take the useful things from it that we had in the past. And it was just 2 days ago, quite unexpectedly, a woman called Linda Toledo, who is a respected lecturer in healthy buildings at the University of Strathclyde, wrote to me saying, "I'm so glad the Masters Conference is back. I presented my first paper in 2011, and that process was the very first step that has led to my career today. So what you learn today and what you find out today can be, and what you gain from giving a paper and criticizing other people's work and so on, could lead to, could influence your career in the future. So what the work you've done, mainly the basis of this thing is the work you've done, your research, writing your paper and presenting it, and answering questions about it and so on, is the heart and soul of the conference. Use your time, learn from others, form a network maybe, see how things can be done differently and even better. And hopefully you'll follow in Linda's footsteps. Welcome to Madam Two Swords. Who's the first? Who's the chair? Are you the chair?
Yes. Do we need to admit anybody in the room on Teams? I hear. Anyway, so the first session is occupants' well-being and comfort. And I would like to introduce Namira Sani, who will be presenting on assessing housing condition in Indonesia and its association with health and well-being.